Hey, Gavax here. So, you guys want to know how to make coins in Madden 22. You see Madden 21 behind me, but you're going to want to see and watch this for Madden 22 because you're going to want to know day one. And so I don't have it because it's not day one yet. Basically, there are a bunch of ways, especially early in the game cycle, to make coins. Because the price of cards, especially low-end cards that go potentially in the sets, I don't know if we're getting Team Diamonds this year. If we do, that's even inflated. If not, then we'll see what we get. We can adjust because the teamed builders that we've seen so far. Let me show you just one of them. This Justin Fields itself, 84 overall. Wait, you can't see that. Oh no, oh no, there it is. This Justin Fields himself looks absolutely wonky, wild, awesome, crazy. 87 speed, 88 throw power. He's like better than Lamar, right? And Lamar's, I think, an 80. Well, maybe Lamar's an 83, so makes sense. He's an 84. Now, it depends on what goes in the set, right? Because the things that go into the set, whether it's like low elites, high golds like we saw last year, or if they changed up a little bit, will adapt, will make coins. And that ability for like the low-end cards to go into these higher-end cards that are demanded to be played on the field drives a lot of prices. So that drove a lot of the gap pack method and even the get a gold player pack method early on last year, right? We always know the gap pack method, right? Basically going these things, going to the get a player, just buying these things and selling them is almost always money all year long. Now this late in the year, maybe not so, but opening those packs, getting the cards, selling it, generally pretty profitable. But early in the year, because of how expensive those high golds are, low elites, this get a gold player pack, we're having a higher chance at those, like, you know, exclusive 78, 79, maybe low 80s cards that go into those sets, make it a lot more profitable and allow those things to be made early. Of course, that's just kind of looking forward to it right now, right? Because a lot of people are going to ask me, hey, when should I buy, when should I sell certain cards? And obviously, you know, if you haven't been here for years, that's a question. If you have been here for years, if you've been following the channel for years, you kind of already know this, right? You already know the word staleflation, something I made up for Madden. It's a takeoff of stagflation, but staleflation, it usually doesn't set in for like a week or two after launch. It's slightly varied year to year, but around that time, a week or two after launch, where basically people are like, all right, I got the content, now what? And I got my team, now let's start buying higher end cards on the team. So like, you go from these, you know, guys going from like low elites, getting them into like going to the more Tyreek Hills, the more Mahomes, like those cards that people demand that are higher up, like 88s, like the base elites. So those things end up rising in price a little bit. Now, a lot of people know this, right? You'll see a lot of YouTubers that have seen this in the past. They'll say the same thing, right? You want to buy right away and then sell like, you know, 7 to 14-ish days in there later for a high profitability. The problem is getting coins early. And so we'll talk about how to get the coins in order to buy this and get this stuff, right? So it's like easier said than done. It's like, right? Oh, just get the high-end cards and hold them for a few days. Yeah, but how am I going to get them? We'll talk about that. Just let you know, these cards also power-ups, because if you recall the pre-orders come with 22 team fantasy packs if you get the high-end edition of the game. So 22 team fantasy packs will end up dropping not necessarily a ton of high-end cards. You might get a few, but you're gonna get a lot of power-ups and stuff lower on the edge. So like the demanded power-ups, like I talk about Tyreek so often. Like this card himself. It's weird being back on PlayStation, running Xbox so long for MLB. But this card itself, right? 10,000 coins this late into the cycle. He will go, like, he'll be out of the packs and people are pulling him out of stuff. So they'll sell him right away. So it's not a bad idea to pick him up right away and then wait for him to go up, because people will run out of those pre-order packs, right? There's not a ton of those unless they offer them on the store right away. Those team packs that you can target specific high-end cards in. It's not a bad idea to grab a Tyreek Hill power-up and watch him go up a little bit too. Same thing with other power-ups that are well demanded. And maybe I'll do a video going over that later and all the great cards that are early on for power-ups. Although we did get power-ups launched, but we haven't seen like the top-end card stats yet, really. This video is about making coins. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at launch, because people don't have a lot of coins and what's going on there. I will say for launch day content, they've been kind of like very whelming in the past few years. So like, it's just like, okay, we're gonna get the superstars this year, right? So we'll see, you know, how insane those sets are, how insane the packs are. That could cause a little bit of a dip on launch too, because once launch comes out, they dip down a little bit because people are opening packs, right? When more supply goes up, the cost generally goes down as the demand stays the same. I will say, talk about making coins, not just on the pack method, gap method, get a gold player method, that kind of stuff. We also have sniping, right? And you know, there's other things we'll talk through the year about, you know, other methods about buying legends on the weekend when those packs are in the store and selling during the week. But generally early on, if the sets are favorable, right? High end, like 78, 79s, if they go into another set again, are expensive. But people see a gold card, like they'll see like an Evan Ingram early on, and they'll be like, oh well, just a 79. So they'll list them for like, you know, 1,700 coins like this, but his real value is up near 5,000 because of the set. Now, price ranges really have screwed a lot of sniping, and it's going to be a lot worse this year than it's ever been before. Unfortunately, EA, I don't know what their problem is. They just want us to make them hate them more. But they've instituted price ranges this year on these cards. It's unfortunate. So we'll see how effective this can truly be. They might not, like, people might not be able to post these cards for 1,700 coins because they have to post them for 4,900 coins to just undercut the last card itself. So there might not be sniping opportunities, but I just want to make you aware of them to look for them early on as the game launches. Look for sniping opportunities on cards like this. So I also, depending on what's happening, the core, the rookie elite team builders, like I said, will be profitable with crazy cards like we saw with the Justin Fields card. Just want to bring up the stats again on it. This card could very well be profitable if you do a set. So it might be a year for sets to be doing them because of, you know, there's not a lot of sniping this year. The core rookie, not a bad set to look at right away, of course. I think you guys should... get used to doing the math on sets yourself before I have to tell you. Because once I tell you, and once any YouTuber says, oh, this set is profitable, the profit basically evaporates. Which is why I don't like I will show sets during the year that are profitable, but that's knowing that there are other sets out there being profitable as an example, right? Because content be like, oh yeah, go do sets. I've said that before, but it's not great content to, like, you know, show the proof of why it's profitable. So I'll show like a Team Diamond, right? This Team Diamond guy is profitable. Like, you'd be like, oh wait, well, he's profitable. Who else is profitable? So get used to, if you want to make coins without spending money and not just playing the game, get used to calculating out values of sets. New sets and old sets that use new cards. Because that's where a ton of profit will be this year. Like, an insane amount of free coins is that way through sets. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Right away. So if you don't have a team... I don't think it's a bad idea to get into MUT draft. We've been talking about this for like 4 years or something crazy. I know a lot of people are kind of on this method now, so maybe it's a little bit worse. But basically, oh, not champions, MUT draft. But you gotta lose. The unfortunate thing about MUT draft is the fact that it costs coins to enter. So like if you have 0 coins, you'll probably get like 1 free entry. So that's not great. But so you gotta build up a little bit of coins, right? But you gotta lose some games. And that's the thing. 9,000 coins entry, kind of expensive. The thing is, the more games you lose right away, you can't lose, like, once you set your skill level, it's like set and it's very hard to change it. So the trick is to lose enough coins to lose enough games to set your skill level low, so that way when you play draft from that point forward, you will then play nothing but scrubs, and you can run 6-0. You can run 6-0. You can run basically the table over and over and generate a lot of coins just by playing the game through MUT draft. That's another great early game method, but the problem is, of course, getting the 9,000 coins. So maybe it's something better to do like a couple weeks in once you have those coins to grind. Once you've gone through some solos, built a little bit out of your coin stack, so that way you're not scraping for the coins, because you will need a bunch of coins to get back into MUT draft after you lose out. So that's something. Oh, also, let's talk about arbitrage early on in the year. Another thing that we've luckily informed the streets on. Arbitrage. If you go to browsing the store, there's a lot of things up here for sale. And this is going to be making a lot of coins through the year, rerolls and stuff like that. But early on, if they have these fantasy packs, again, playbooks, they might have team items. You know what I'm talking about? Those chemistry items that are new this year in here, too. And those things, I don't know if they're auctionable. I think they might be. But basically, the same thing will hold for those that I can talk about these. So, you know how these like 250 training to get? So, like, if it only costs you, like, say you buy, I don't know, 86 overall card for so many coins, and based off the training value, you can buy these light uniform fantasy packs for 250 training. We'll say that costs 8,000 coins to start off the year, right? 8,000 coins for 250 training, okay? Just stay with me here. But you can sell the fantasy pack, uniform, stadium, playbooks. Generally, playbooks are the best. You can sell those things for 15,000 coins, right? So that's arbitrage. It's taking a cheap training and turning it into expensive coins. You know what I mean? Because people will buy them off the block for more expensive than you can acquire it. So basically doing that, you can really stack your squad over and over just by buying cheap training and converting it to where training is more expensive. Sometimes later on in the year, you'll see these things come back, and these things generally are okay, I think, when they launch. Sometimes, like Team of the Year, I remember being pretty good for this. Was that 21 or was that 20? But one of those 2 years, I think Team of the Year was great for it. Maybe even both years we had some problems. The 89 plus Team of the Week did pay off a little bit. I think 20 was even better. So they've nerfed a lot of our loopholes. We don't really see too many anymore in 21, so we have to use a lot more methods. Sadly, they don't make too many mistakes. I think they made a couple this past year. They were pretty quick on the fix for them. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. All the ways we're making coins on launch. So just to go over again, staleflation, right? Getting cards and just holding them. But, you know, we got to get the coins somewhere. But generally selling your high-end elites early on, even low-end elites generally kind of go up as more people acquire coins, as, you know, more games are played, more solos are grinded, that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly all the sets yet. We don't know of Team Diamonds, so that's tough to talk about. Gap pack method's another one. Get a gold player method might even work this year, depending on the sets we see in the game. Power-ups would come out of the get a player method and stuff, which are great. I talked about launch day, snipes, team builders, MUT draft play. Yeah, all right, we're good. Yeah, that's what we're looking at for how to make coins in 22 starts. Information overload, maybe. You can watch it twice. Give it just 1 thumbs up, though. If you give it 2 thumbs up, it ain't nothing. I'm sorry, it sucks. The system is broke, right? I know you want to double thumbs me, but sadly, we can only stick 1 up. Anyways, please subscribe. We're going for 100K this year. Let's try and make it, boys. See you tomorrow.